gonna swap out this busted headlight with a brand new one that I've got in the shed. So we're about to get started. I'm just gonna start tearing this thing down and getting this bumper kind of out of the way, and hopefully I can worm it in there without taking this whole bumper off. It's been a long time since I've worked on one of these, and I cannot remember exactly how it comes apart. So we're gonna have to just take it piece by piece, step by step together. So enjoy the show. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Help us get to our 500 subscriber mark, 1,000 subscriber mark, and then we're going all the way to 1,000,000, baby. So let's get it going. Appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to film with my GoPro a little bit, so if I'm repetitive, just stick with us, and you'll learn something if you hear it more than once. GoPro, start recording. Hey everybody, Bigfoot here with Bigfoot Videos. So in today's video, we're going to swap out this busted headlight with the brand new one that's in the shed. So come along for the journey and learn a little bit about cars today. Appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Here we go. GoPro time-lapse mode. All right, we're going to go back and forth from said show. I'll try to talk from my camera as I'm getting my tools. I'm going to go get the headlight. And I know that I already checked the headlight, but I have not. I haven't like looked at the guts of this one, obviously, because I haven't pulled it out yet. So we're just going to kind of get to work on it. Here we go. Let's see here. I'm going to need to get a flathead. I don't have my clip tool anymore. I sold all my body shop tools years ago. But clip tool is good. But there are other tools that are also good as well. Mini screwdrivers are good. And let's see. Let's go ahead and get this out. We'll get this. This. Probably be good to get a bag full of tools. If you're watching, appreciate everybody watching today. We're going to swap out a headlight. I'm going to try to get all my tools. Well, I got all kinds of stuff in this bag. I don't have another bag. Let's get popped out. All right. Yeah, I don't have my angled wrench anymore, so I'm just going to be rolling with what I've got. Today, let's do this here, and let's just roll with that for now. So hopefully this headlight is a good match, but we'll see. All right, let's do this here. So tools. Can't go wrong with a mini screwdriver. And I thought I grabbed my pick tool. Did I drop it? Oh, there it is. All right, so we're good to go. But yeah, so basically the first thing you want to do is you'll have to get this top cover off out of the way completely. It's just easier to get it completely out of the way. So pop those clips loose, and I'm just going to put them all down here. And try to get some good GoPro shots too. sweeping shots here. Appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Everything Bigfoot does out here. The land, general upkeep, the whole 9 yards. So I've got many years of experience in automotive collision repair, body part repair, replacement, frame repair, pretty much all things paint and body. Less paint, more body side, but I know enough to be dangerous on the paint side. I know this thing's been worked on before, but I just came across a clip that's not an original clip. So that means somebody's definitely worked on the front end of this thing. They've at least taken this cover off. So a clip tool comes in handy, but you can get by with a flathead screwdriver and a pick tool. And sometimes these clips just break, so nothing you can do about that. But I haven't been able to get back on my digging project in the crawl space because I had to run some errands today to get some tools. And just couldn't quite get myself back into it. But we'll get back into it. I can't do it tomorrow either, but this clip I'm doing right now is a true GM clip, but it's not the ones that they put in this originally. They're not a perfect fit, so they're kind of hard to get out. I'm trying not to obviously break any of them because I don't have any replacement clips. All right. So I think I got all of the clips out. So it just pops off like so. Woohoo. Drop it over here, out of the way. Appreciate everybody watching. What's up, everybody? Angela Wood, Geared, GMT Creates. Appreciate y'all watching and commenting. So this is the first time I've pulled this thing off since I've bought the car. So basically there's going to be like bolts up here, or should be a bolt right there, and probably a bolt right there. And then there might be some kind of a clip type thing kind of holding it in as well. But I can't get to these 2 bolts until I get this bumper section loose enough to where I can hang it out of the way and get a deal on there. So I'm going to work on getting this front grille. Usually what you can do is take off all of the bolts till about this section over here to this other headlight, which it looks like this thing. I don't know if this happened in the wreck, but I see cracks on this upper grill section. Probably not. They were probably already there. If they weren't, the thing's just old and dry rotted. So hopefully it's not so bad that I can't bolt some of these back in. But that's a good bolt. So this whole side will hold good. That's a good bolt. So we should be fine. So what I'll do is I will hook up I should have, yeah, it should be good. So it's a number 10 bolt on these top bolts, 10 millimeter. And I'm going to use my new impact driver that I got. And then pop all these out. I'm going to try to get some cool time-lapse shots. So if I'm not filming and I don't run into any issues, this is probably like a 20-minute job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that's what I thought. There was a missing bolt on there. I always like to make a note of that kind of stuff, because then I'll be like, well, what'd I do with the bolt? Thinking I lost it. In reality, some other idiot lost it. So there will also be some bolts and clips on the underside of this bumper here, all the way along the bottom down that side. So I'll have to do the same thing to get this bumper kind of pulled back and loosened off and kind of hanging down. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna work on that a little bit. Hopefully, I can get the shots. And then once I'm done doing that, I'll work on this side of this bumper over here and behind this fender well area. Oh, hey, oh yeah, I'm doing a live, by the way. You think you could go get me the cleanest possible boxes out of the garden, like the largest ones, the ones we didn't use? I want to let, yeah, if they're preferably not, yeah, preferably not greasy or anything. Where are you going? Oh, you're walking around. I don't want to get dirty, and I forgot I was gonna have to lay down on the ground to do this part. So hopefully I can. Okay. So while she's doing that, I'm gonna try to. Might have to go get my wrench on this one. And when she pulled the car in last time, or I did, whoever did it, turn that wheel, and the wheel is, when you to work on these, get on these bolts, it's easy. It's easier if this is out of the way. Yeah, it flexed that bumper pretty good. I can see where the paint kind of cracked a little bit. I'm gonna deal with this part later. It's not really that bad. That should be a number 7 usually. Oh, I can just get on it. This hand wrench or hand driver. This little trim pieces. There we go. So usually it's just one bolt, and then there's like this little retainer piece that you clip into it. So that whole thing should pop out. But usually there's more screws running down the inner part of this fender well here. So right here, terrible lighting. And then there's clips. So let's go ahead and pop this out. Thank you. You can just lay them right there. I'll get them. Oh, I laid them down right after you left. Yeah. So sometimes when these clips have been used and reused quite a bit, they're real hard to get out without breaking. I'm gonna go get another tool real quick that might help me get it out a little bit easier. Let's try these. So sometimes you can get some needle nose pliers in behind these clips, and you can grab the stem of the clip head, and sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you can actually spray. Nah, it broke off. I knew that was going to happen. Sometimes you can spray WD-40 on these, and that will help get them loosened up a little bit. That one came loose. But even if the clip head breaks off, it's not that big a deal, because you can either push that the stem through and then just reuse the stem and just push it back in, you know, when you're ready to put the car back together. There we go. So it's not that big a deal, but either way, if I was doing it professionally, I would just get the clips. New clips. All right, come on with your bad self. Sometimes they just don't want to give it up. They're just too old, and that's when you just friggin' break them off. So that's what a broken one looks like. This is the stem, and then the head broke off from that end, and then this is the keeper part where it goes in there behind the hole and then opens it up on the end, other side. So not a big deal. So there should be, this is actually double stick taped onto it. So obviously I want to remove as little and as few bolts as possible, but I want it to be fairly easy to get to. So I'm going to remove a few bolts and clips from the underside. Down here. When I bought the scaffolding, I had these nice big boxes. Put my mic right there. Let's see what we're working with here. Yeah, you can jack this car up. So there's some bolts down here too. So I think that I can just get my number 10. I think that it's all number 10s down there. No, go. And it rolled away in socket. So I don't know how well you can see that, but so when you're running your wrench, you don't want to be directly underneath, because dust falls on you. that. It only takes a fraction of an inch to be in here, and the dust will get in your eyeballs. All right, so that's the dusty one. Oh. That should be good enough. Let's find out. So one of these bolts is missing on the other side. It pretty much should just come loose. There's going to be some wires. There's usually a little hook up here in the headlight. There might be some clips on the grill. But I haven't done one of these in a long time. There's a clip there. Remember. Let me get my hat back on so y'all can hear me. Appreciate everybody watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Help us get to 500 subscribers. So something is holding it right here. Here it goes. It was just stuck. This is old. And it definitely is gonna want to break over here. Here we go. All right. So that's what you want right there. So you can let it rest on the ground over here. Now, all I gotta do is just pop the bolts out. They're hard to get to. Let me center this back up. There should be one over here through the fender. And there's one up top. Another one up top. And that's usually it. I just did, let me redo that for my time lapse. Are you kidding me? I just said time lapse and it stopped recording. Stupid thing. And once you have that loose, that was all 1 second worth of filming. Once you have that loose, then sometimes it's usually got some kind of a clip or something that fits in a hole. Usually up top here. If it's not broken, that one comes off pretty good. And then it's just usually one plug. I'll try to show you. If you're watching live and you want to see a little bit more detailed video, go check out the subscribe and go check out the this video. You'll see it close to around the same number of days as this live is filmed. So there's a little red keeper, and then you got to push in the main clip holder. What you do is you push it in, push it down, and release that little clip. And then if you'll push in on the plug a little bit, that will help release it from the little lip on this plug, or on the outlet side right here. So that's the little lip there. And then you can probably see this, but there's the red secondary keeper that keeps this clip, the black part right there, from, you know, with it engaged, you can't undo the little lever on. Now I'm going to check out the headlight now that I have it out. I measure it up against the new slash aftermarket new headlight just to make sure everything looks really good. Because if it's not, then I'm gonna be freaking putting this thing back together. But what can you do? Check the part in, and then check it in again once everything's torn down. Preferably do that once. Can y'all see that? All right. Yeah, we're good. So I've already checked the outside of the headlamp, and I know it's good. So I'm gonna check the gut side, the internal side, the guts part. And from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty good. I've got my plug here already. I've got my module. I got my two adjusters, headlight adjust up and down, left and right, where you can aim the internal parts of the headlight. It looks like it's just an Allen wrench. It looks like that one's hard to. It's got its clips, the bolt clips, nut side of the clip where it needs to be. And then I always will check the, this is something that you don't really think of unless you do it professionally. You count the number of pigtails inside the actual outlet side, the socket side. And I've got 6 and 6, and they're oriented correctly, because a lot of times they'll come with blank pigtail holes for headlights that have different features on them and stuff like that. So, and I'll just kind of like look it over real good and just see, like, is there anything missing, like bumper brackets. This one has it. Aftermarket headlights have come a long way since when they first started becoming more mainstream. It's even got, there's something here that doesn't quite match up. I can't tell, but there's like a lineup pin, a little pin on this headlight, and it's angled a different way than this one here. So this one's more up in line with this section. This one's more down. So I don't think it matters because of the hole. The hole's oversized over here, I can tell. And I think that there's nothing I can do about it. As long as it goes in the hole and doesn't fight me putting it in, that's all that matters. But it looks like that one's more designed to like hold the headlight in the hole. This one's more just for alignment purposes. So it looks pretty good. I'm gonna double check this side here. Checking your mounting points are crucial. Obviously, it's got a pin on the back side. Like I was saying, that's usually there's like a lineup pin in different places. The only thing about these aftermarkets is that they won't come with like logos on them if there's a logo built into the headlight. So like this one, my new one, my OEM one, has Cadillac written right there. This one does not. But I'm not worried about that. It seems to have everything. Seems to be the same. So the next thing I'll do is I'll put it up in the hole and actually plug it in, and I'll make sure everything works. So all right, so here we go. So I'll put a couple of bolts in it too when I put it up there. so I don't have to like flop it down. And so obviously when you're doing this professionally, this is a key spot because typically you're going back in, your insurance is paying for it. You know, typically you want to get OEM put in when it's insurance coverage. This is cash out of pocket. So that's another thing. I'm not like, typically I'd be like really worried about scratching paint. In this situation, obviously I'm not worried about that. I don't even think I'm gonna have to do any body repair there to get that headlight, that fender where it needs to be. But you have to worry about not scratching your headlight and not scratching any paint work that's been done to the vehicle. And these headlights will scratch fresh paint. It doesn't matter if it's been sitting up a couple days or not and quote unquote fully cured. That doesn't matter. Paint doesn't care. Anyway, so my lineup pin's good. It seems to be going behind this fender, but there's a peg on that too. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop it in, pop that top one in. It went in pretty good. The fit seems to be pretty darn good. The fender's barely touching this headlight here. So when I bolt it in, I'll pull it out just a touch so it's not like rubbing or causing like minor vibrations. Don't cause this tail lamp lens to chip or for the glue to like break loose right here. But like there's, anytime you go aftermarket, like this lens, like you can see a bonding line here. I don't think it's not on the original. So like little things like that, that's what you get when you get aftermarket. Okay. And then like the closer I get to looking at this thing and putting it in, like internally behind this lens, I can see like a small dried up piece of glue adhesive from the assembly process. So it's things like that you're going to get when you go aftermarket. So if you want things to be perfect, you cannot go aftermarket. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter if you're going aftermarket or not, because it's even OEM's gonna have its drawbacks too. But if something's not right with aftermarket, you blame aftermarket. If something's not right on OEM, you make it work because there's no other option. Like I said, aftermarket's gotten better over the years, but so you could potentially, supposedly there's premium aftermarket. I don't have a whole lot of experience with that as far as fitment's concerned and quality. So I'm just putting a few bolts in this thing, make sure it's not going to flop around. So let's fire it up and see if it's working. Yeah, I hear you. So we got a side marker, headlights running down that center beam here. And I put my blinker on, but I don't see it blinking. That's blinking. So let's look and see what we got going on. There should be blinking up here. So it's actually the blinker's down low here, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to check it real quick. Blinking. And now we're going to do high beams. So high beams, this innermost LED light bar. So it works. It's a good headlight. I think I got this on eBay for like 180 bucks. I think my out the door was I think my out the door is 196. So back in the day, this thing was, headlights like this, HID, full features, premium car. It was going to be $600 minimum when they first came out, and then the parts just got more and more expensive. So, anyway, so I'm not going to tighten down these bolts with my impact because I don't want to break anything, because that impact driver, that's a powerful impact driver, and so I don't want to break the plastic. I'm gonna do this here. I don't want to break the plastic of the headlight housing. I'm going to pull this headlight out again to hopefully, once it's tight, it will hold that lens away from that fender edge. Ow, son of a gun. And it did. It barely held out. And I'm going to push this one in. So one thing you have to worry about with collision repair as well, anytime there's a wreck, everything's moved. You just know it has. And so I'll have to put this headlight in, and it needs to fit here, but it's also got to fit up here around the bumper. It's got bumper alignment here for this flexible bumper, but I'm not, like I said, that's been wrecked. It's not fixed, so that probably won't fit perfect anywhere. But if it were a fully repaired job, I need to make sure it's fitting up here too. And this actually has some alignment pieces, but if it's too far off there, those alignment pieces aren't going to help. It's going to hurt, because then it just causes it to bump out of place. So that's it. Now we just got to put this thing back together, which is not super hard, and I'll be able to use my impact wrench on most of it. So let's time lapse this thing. If you're enjoying the video, enjoying the live, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're on a road to 500, 1,000, and 1,000,000 subscribers. All right, I got everything. I didn't unplug anything from the bumper, so all I have to do is just make sure that I'm getting back up in over and lined up with all the alignment tabs, because there's actually alignment tabs in behind right here, like this bumper section. Just making sure I'm getting up high enough, and you'll have to pull the bumper. You can't quite see it, I don't have it on camera, but you'll have to pull the bumper back down. Let me show you. Get it on camera. So when it pulls down like this, it's actually going this way as you do that. So I'll have to get it up and then back over. Generally, you'd have the whole bumper off and you'd be able to go straight on at it, but that's not the case. So I've got it up. Now I'm trying to pull over to get it lined back up with these headlight tabs. Make sure I went in my lower grill alignment, and then you'll kind of hold this thing in and come over here and bump it over. Make sure you're without it falling off over here. I'll just go ahead and try to get a tab in so it won't. So like underneath this headlight, there we go. I don't know if you heard that with my mic, but the underside of the bumper over there, it was in tension again for that same reason I mentioned. So now you're just kind of wiggling. Again, it's wrecked, so it's not going to be a perfect fit, but it wasn't wrecked that bad, so it should be pretty good when I get done. And then when you bump this in, depending on what kind of clips in here. This one's got one of those square inserted grommets. You don't have to worry about knocking it off. And it is morphed out a little bit, warped out. And that clip's still there. That one actually didn't have a clip, so we're good. It was missing. So I'll put the ones in up top, hand tighten everything before you tighten it all down. Okay? On anything when you're working on that one part. Because if you tighten it all the way down to begin with, then you'll be fighting it on the other bolts you haven't put in yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand driver these in since I'm halfway doing them. So I did body work professionally for basically 9 years. I say 10 because I was doing work with my dad as well at his shop at the house. So I was doing more than 40 hours a week on average. And I did extra work on the weekends. So I don't know if that counts as extra years of experience, but I count it. So I'm just going to put these bolts back exactly where they came from because there was one missing on the side I was working on. So I'm just hand tightening them, okay? And then I'm going to come back over and I'm going to grab my bolts for down low on the underside. Looks like you can all still see me. And I will, I'm actually going to dust off this board. I don't get any more dirty than I have to because I was walking on this board. If you didn't notice that. So actually, I'm just going to take this board. My wife got me 2 boards. So now I got a totally fresh board. So I'll go ahead and probably just go ahead and tighten these down while I'm down here. Again, just be careful with the dust. It's just easier to jack the car up with a jack. Throw a couple jack stands under it. Because then you're not having to contort yourself at all. Again, just hand tighten. Ahead. There's a missing bolt down the other end, so all right, let's do this. On this one, I can use my impact driver. I'm not worried about breaking any plastic. So since this is a strong impact, I'm being careful not to over tighten. Even still, could use a smaller impact driver on body work. That's a tool I got for the home, really. All right. So I still have 2 more number 7s. that are in the fender well, but those are easy to do. So I'll just go ahead and use this because I can. Appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Help us get to that 500,000 and million subscribers. All right, so I think there was like a plastic piece of the bumper that was kind of peeled off in a weird way, and it's blocking my hole. So I'm gonna try to get it out of the way. And then I try to find where the actual hole is. So that I can get this sucker in there. Can't quite see it. There it is. You can tell the direction, and usually you can just kind of point the bolt that way. That's good. See how it actually fits quite a bit better. Because what you can do is you can suck it in. All right. And then we broke at least one clip here. Okay, come on. Go in there, baby. Sometimes it's hard to get these clips back in. There we go. Sometimes it's best to take out the plunger into the clip and get the part that fans out in there. And it does help to put WD-40 on that, but I don't want to go get it. If you can get it in there and you can kind of tap it with a hammer or the back end of a screwdriver, and you can be good to go. So I got 2 number 7s done. I did my headlight, did my 5 on the underside. I did all the 7 on the top. Now I can just go get my, it's really an air deflector or an engine cover or a under hood cover, whatever you want to call it. I broke a little bit of sweat doing this. Sun came out. All right. Ow. My toe. All right. Appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the hype, all of the above. So I'm just kind of sticking these clips in here. No rhyme or reason. They all pretty much are the same size. Get my time lapse going here. I'm doing an awful job on my time lapse today. So I am making sure to get a clip on the whole front end of the grill. I don't want that thing flapping in the wind. Now, I've had mechanic work done on this thing. I've had the lifter delete done on it, so it's all V8 all the time. So I've just had parts come on and off. All right, I'm gonna call that good. I appreciate everybody watching. today's video. Like I said, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Help us get to 500 subscribers, 1,000, and a million. Questions in the comment section. Now go check out some of our other content. Appreciate y'all. Bigfoot out.